Sheilas and fellas, the definition of budget PC gaming is slowly going into the toilet. Let me explain. The Steam Machine, which was supposed to save affordable PC gaming, came in at just over $1,000 with only 16 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM and 512 gigabytes of storage. Just enough to install the deluxe edition of Power Wash Simulator 2. Moving over to desktop pre-built gaming computers, and we just reviewed one of the best value PCs on the market being sold at Costco, and even that thing cost 1,000 American Rock Flag and Eagle dollars. Up $150 from when it was being sold at the end of 2025 while being nerfed with less storage. What's even worse is at the end of that video, we tried to replicate that Costco build using the cheapest brand new PC parts we could find, and we couldn't even come close, with a price tag of well over 1,200 United States dollars. So today's sponsor GAMDIAS reached out to us and said, "Oh yeah, filthy sausage. I want you to build the best $1,000 gaming PC possible with used or open box parts to show these big box companies who's boss. The only catch is you have to do it in our brand new GAMDIAS Atlas M5 CG." So that's exactly what we are going to do today. Let's get to it. So here we are in August of 2026, quite possibly the worst timeline for PC builders, and we are going to attempt to create a gaming rig that craps all over that Costco PC and the Steam Machine with used parts. Now the PC we are going to create today is going to be done in an ATX case, so if you want to see us recreate this challenge in the future by matching the Steam Machine's tiny form factor, hit the video to 1,000 likes and go down and like the pinned comment and we will do it. Now to get started, we are going to build two separate motherboards out, the first with AMD and the second with Intel, and then we will decide which one we are going to go with. To begin, we are going to start with AMD because I originally thought that I had snagged quite possibly the best motherboard deal in existence. We got this Asus Prime B650 Plus Wi-Fi board refurbished from Micro Center for $32.99. I don't know what the hell LeBron James was going on that day. I've never seen a motherboard for so cheap, even in the refurbished section, but when I saw it, I took it off the shelf and purchased it immediately, no questions asked. But now upon further inspection, this thing is more basic than my mother with only two M.2 slots, average VRMs, and it doesn't even have built-in Wi-Fi, but hey, you pay pennies, you get monkeys, mate. Plus we got a ton of $5 Wi-Fi dongles from AliExpress, so it'll be fine. Now I know some of you will be crying in the comments saying, Glizzy man, I don't live near a Micro Center, this is cheating. Well, don't worry mate, because the Intel board we got isn't from Micro Center. We basically stole it off someone on Facebook Marketplace 2 days before we actually made this video. It was crazy, but we will get to that in a second. For the AMD CPU, again we are going Micro Center open box. In fact, this thing didn't even come with a box. It's this Ryzen 5 9600X for $127. 6 cores and 12 threads of pure efficiency, a great CPU for almost any GPU pairing, extremely easy to cool, just overall a solid workhorse CPU for any build. But finally, to complete this build, we obviously need to get some RAM, and this is where I thought things would get impossible because we have to go with DDR5. Now the Steam Machine only has a single stick of 16 gigabyte DDR5, which is gross, but that Costco rig had 2 sticks totaling 32 gigabytes, and right now, the cheapest 32 gigabyte kit of RAM we can find on Amazon is $430. Despicable stuff by our RAM overlord, so we had to go to good old reliable Facebook Marketplace, and surprisingly, there were actually some pretty decent deals on here. Now I do live in a pretty good area bordering New York, Philadelphia, and New Jersey, so your results may vary depending upon where you live. But to start off, we actually found this dude selling a single 16 gigabyte 6,000 mega transfers per second stick for $75. Even though the deal was good, it's Facebook Marketplace, we have to lowball, so we tried to do it for $60, but he basically said, "I know what I got, buddy. Get the hell out of here." We moved on and kept browsing 32 gigabyte sticks of RAM and lowballing the heck out of people until we stumbled across this $299 kit, which was only 5,200 megahertz. So obviously not ideal, but we offered $225 and she said yes, but before we met up with her, we kept lowballing the heck out of people and this dude eventually agreed to $225. Introducing this Corsair Vengeance kit, 6,000 mega transfers per second with a CL of 36, so this was an absolute bargain. bargain, and with that, we put the RAM into sockets 2 and 4 and our AMD board was complete and came out to 385 United States Subway sandwiches, so not a bad start to the video. Moving on, and in order to appease all of you people that don't live close to a micro center, we set out to Facebook Marketplace trying to find a deal on an Intel CPU processor, motherboard, and RAM. Now keep in mind that $999 Costco PC that we reviewed had an Intel Ultra 225F, so ideally to beat it, we ideally wanted to stay on the Intel Ultra series and one-up it with a better CPU, and that's when I stumbled across this fella trying to move an entire motherboard, 32GB of DDR5 RAM, and an Intel Ultra 250 Plus for $550 total. Now I noticed his description saying he moved over to an AMD pre-built with 64GB of RAM, so I figured he'd be desperate to sell this thing. So I sent a diabolical $350 offer over to him, and he told me to go screw myself. He countered with $475, which honestly isn't bad, but I had to stick to $400 to even come close to our AMD rig, and he said good luck. So at that stage I was starting to lose hope. I was eyeing this 225F for $100, which is a pretty good deal. But then the next day, the guy randomly messaged me saying if I came today with cash, he'd do it for 400 United States turkey breasts. Great success. So I rushed right on over to him, and behold, we got our hands on an ASRock Steel Legend Z890 Wi-Fi 7 motherboard containing our Intel Ultra 5 250 Plus, and the cherry on top, 32GB of Kingston Fury DDR5 RAM clocked at 6,000 mega transfers per second. A pretty sensational deal if I do say so myself. The motherboard itself is very nice with its white aesthetics. The heatsinks are all completely toolless with 4 total M.2s, and the rear I/O is jam-packed with Wi-Fi 7, 2 Thunderbolt 4 ports, and 2.5 gigabit LAN. We hit the jackpot on this one because brand new, this thing is $240 on Amazon, so that is terrific for us. On top of that, this thing is being powered by the Intel Ultra 250K Plus, 18 cores and 18 threads. I've never actually used it before, but it has sensational reviews, and right now, it's an insane $140 brand new at Micro Center. Great heavens. So adding these two components with the 32GB of RAM for $400 is a steal, even if it's used. Great job, Hank. With that out of the way, we now have a very tough decision: the Ryzen 5 9600X with the B650 Plus motherboard versus the Intel Ultra 5 250K Plus with the Z890. Which one do we go with? Well, even though I am an AMD fanboy, that Intel motherboard destroys the B650, plus we haven't even used the Intel Ultra Plus series of CPUs, and technically, it stomps all over the Ryzen 5 9600X, so let's move forward with that one, even though our PC case is black and the motherboard is white. We are just going to have to make ourselves a nice little Panda build, and we can use the other motherboard and Ryzen 5 9600X in another PC build. So next up is the storage. As we mentioned, the Steam machine has a paltry 512 gigabytes. That is a straight up spit in the face to anyone buying it for $1,000. On the other hand, the Costco rig in 2025 used to have 2 terabytes, but in August of 2026, it downgraded to 1 terabyte despite the fact that it went up in price from $850 to $1,000. So right now, given that our motherboard, RAM, and CPU came out to $400, we are going to have to stick to 1 terabyte of storage, because even that brand new on Amazon cost about $250. Absolutely despicable stuff. So in order to save money, we again went used and looked at Facebook Marketplace. We first found this Samsung 970 EVO for $100, but it's only a Gen 3 drive. So we kept looking and lowballing the heck out of people, and nothing really stood out. But then surprisingly, I was on Jawa.gg, an online marketplace for PC sellers where we actually sell our own PCs, and this thing popped up right here. A 1 terabyte Micron Gen 4 drive for $100. Are you kidding me? The great thing on Jawa is you can actually make an offer to people, so we yeeted a $90 one to this seller, and he accepted it thankfully, and here it is. All in all, a very good deal in 2026, which is sad because last year you could get a brand new Gen 4 2 terabyte drive for around $110, and it looks like things are just going to get worse, so hooray for us. Next up, we need to cool this bad boy, and whether we went with the 9600X or the Intel 5 Ultra Plus, both of these babies are efficient, so you better believe we would go air cooling all day, every day. For this, we are going with the Thermalright Assassin X120 SE. This thing is cheap as chips at $18 brand new on Amazon. Now, for some reason, I ordered one with a black ARGB fan, and they sent me a non-ARGB version, so we threw one of the 10,000 spare Infinity fans we had in the garage on it. Now, because Amazon made a mistake here, I am of course not not including these infinity fans in the price, so shut it in the comments, mate. Plus, right now on Amazon, you could buy 50 forward and 50 reverse blade infinity fans for $300, so $3 per fan. What a deal. So with the motherboard complete, we are going to yeet it into the case with no regard for human life, screw it on down nice and tight, wire up, and we will be good to go. But hold on a second, we didn't even introduce the case, which is today's sponsor, GAMDIAS, and their brand new Atlas M5 CG. A beautiful panoramic design with a curved one-piece glass screen alongside the best feature of all, a huge ARGB light bar down the bottom. That's what I'm talking about. It comes with 2 reverse blade fans bringing air into the case and 1 exhaust fan spewing hot air out the back. Has room up the top to mount a 360mm radiator if you have a bigger budget than we do. It's completely toolless with a ton of space in the back for cable management, along with a USB Type-C and 2 USB-A ports on the front I/O. Now, all of that sounds great, but the cherry on top for this beautiful case is the price. $85 brand new on Amazon. An affiliate link is down below. Go buy it and help Hank recoup his money from all the dumb RTX 5090 PCs he keeps buying. And once again, thanks to GAMDIAS for sponsoring the video. So with that, we have the motherboard inside the case, and it's looking tasty as ever. But next, we need to add a power supply, and we want to buy something as cheap as possible, but I want it to at least be a tier C on the power supply tiers list and at least 800 watts. So I looked on Facebook Marketplace and I couldn't really find anything of great value, but thankfully on Amazon Renewed, we managed to spot the one and only Apivia Prestige 800 watt tier C on the PSU tiers list. This thing brand new is $6-7, which ain't bad, but we said screw it, mate. Who cares if this thing explodes and we got a used one for 55 George Washingtons, and you suckers can all hate in the comments if you want, mate. But you're gonna have to say it to my 1000 watt version powering my RTX 5090 and 9950 X3D2 personal rig. She's still going strong after 1 year, so this 800 watt used unit will be fine, right? Alright, last but not least, we need a GPU. Keep in mind we are competing with Costco's gaming PC that had an RTX 5060 8GB. So we were initially searching for something slightly better, and the next best thing is an RTX 5060 Ti, the 16GB version, of course. Now, initially going in, I wanted to stay under $400 for the GPU, and I started looking for them about 2 weeks before this video, and in that time, these things have skyrocketed in price from their MSRP of $469 all the way up to $710 at Micro Center for the cheapest one. Who in the helly berry is buying a 5060 Ti for that type of money, mate? What a joke. Nevertheless, we still looked on Facebook Marketplace, and I thought we hit the jackpot when we saw a guy selling his for $480. Now, once again, I would not pay $480 for an RTX 5060 Ti 16GB used version, so we lowballed the heck out of him with $350, which unfortunately he didn't take my offer. He came back with a $400 offer. I kept trying to work him down, and he basically told me to go screw myself and buy a new one. I then gave him a day, and then finally I said fine, I'll do $400, and he said another guy came and paid his asking price of $480. Unbelievable. What is wrong with you people? So the other card we started searching for was a 9060 XT 16GB version, and nothing, mate. Seriously, I couldn't even find an overpriced one on Facebook Marketplace. No one was selling them. So when all hope was lost, I started to get creative, and this thing right here caught my eye, an RTX 3080 Ti 12GB version for $450. Not a bad initial asking price given on eBay. These roughly go for around $500. So we worked on this fella and got him down to a pretty reasonable $380. I really wanted to come in at $350, but we couldn't get him to budge. Honestly, it's not the best deal in the world, but certainly not the worst, so we jumped on it, and here she is, mint condition, still in its original box, the RTX 3080 Ti 12GB MSI Ventus OC edition. Now, in my opinion, the RTX 3080 Ti is in the GOAT category of all graphics cards, and it has aged like fine wine. It came out on June the 3rd of 2021 for an MSRP of $1,200, and this was during COVID when there was a graphics card shortage, so they were selling for like $1,600. So it was definitely a pretty penny, but 5 years later, we are now picking it up for $380, and it still outperforms the RTX 5060 Ti 16GB variant by quite a large amount when it comes to raw rasterization. specification. So she should be more than adequate to crush the RTX 5060 from the Costco rig, and when we fade to black, we return and Hank has already hooked up the GPU into the rig and even used this tiny little MSI sag bracket to keep it straighter than a ruler. Good job, sausage. So all we have to do now is get 2 firm handshakes from the glizzy and we can turn it on and admire his $1,000 masterpiece. And sweet merciful McGillicuddy, it has been well over 2 months since we have actually done our own build on this channel due to the crazy price of RAM and M.2s. We have basically turned into a glorified pre-built reviewer looking for deals, but this slinker has shown little rust when it comes to building, mate, because it looks incredible. Now, if you're sick of me buying crappy pre-builts and want to see me sail the 7 seas of Facebook Marketplace to build some more of these incredible looking PCs, let me know down in the comments. But moving back to this naughty girl, and I am not just glazing GAMDIAS because they sponsored the channel, I honestly think the case looks great. The light bar is actually very thick and bright, and that alongside the ARGB being spit out of the bottom of the motherboard actually helped the case feel full enough to the point where we don't need to add another 3 fans down the bottom or up the top, so great stuff, GAMDIAS. I don't know, champs, what do you think? Did Hank cook on this build or is he cooked? The main question we have to ask is how much did this thing actually cost us to build using these used parts, and does it destroy the Costco rig in performance? So we have all the prices on the screen, and when we add them up, hold on a minute, am I reading that correctly? Did we go over by $28? Thank you, stupid sausage. Why didn't you tell me when I was buying the RTX 3080 Ti? I hate my life. Now, it's usually at this point where most YouTubers say, it's fine, mate. We only went $28 over. It doesn't matter, right? Right? Wrong. Hank refuses to fail any challenge, and he had an ace up his sleeve. As he was reading the Tom's Hardware review of GPUs and saw that the 3080 Ti crushed the 5060 Ti in performance, he actually also noticed that the standard RTX 3080 card, which contains 10 gigabytes of VRAM, also craps all over the 5060 Ti as well. So he scoured Facebook Marketplace and managed to track down this Founders Edition RTX 3080 online and took this fella down to 300 United States Robert Downey Jr.'s. A pretty decent price considering right now on eBay, most of these are going for around the $380 mark, so good job, sausage. So take one last look of our PC with the MSI 3080 Ti in there looking all fancy, and when we fade to black, we now have the RTX 3080 Founders Edition card shoved in looking absolutely mouth-watering. Now, I am always on record saying that the 30 series of Founders Edition cards are iconic in terms of their aesthetic, and other than the brushed silver and black design, the best thing about them, as I always say, is the white ARGB GeForce RTX logo on the side of it. There is just something about it that I am obsessed with, but I don't know, I may be the only one. Am I crazy, or do you actually think this looks good? And with that, we add the new prices onto the screen, and once we cut $80 from the budget, we have now built this machine for $948, so we even have a little bit of room to spare if we wanted to add some more fans or cable extensions to boot, but we are running out of time, mate. The last thing we need to do is determine whether or not this rig with the RTX 3080 Ti or 3080 crushes that $1,000 Costco rig with the RTX 5060 and Intel Ultra 225F when it comes to benchmarks. We ran it across a number of different games at 1440p with DLSS set to quality, and it's not even close, mate. Both the RTX 3080 and 3080 Ti wiped the floor with this thing. Now, in saying that, however, we also do have a much better Intel 250K Plus in this thing, so it's probably helping on top of that. Now, surprisingly, I thought the gap would be much larger between the 3080 and 3080 Ti, but it's actually quite close when it comes to frames per second at 1440p, so I am glad we went back and got the 3080 to meet our goal of being under $1,000. So I hope you liked the video. As I said before, if you want to see us do more of these Facebook Marketplace used deals, let me know down in the comments, and if you want to see us build a small form factor PC that destroys the Steam machine, hit the video to 1,000 likes and like the pinned comment down below. Otherwise, go watch our review of that $1,000 Costco gaming PC linked in the corner here and see if that's more of your cup of tea. Me and the Glizzy love ya. Goodbye.